All right, we are going to learn how to do a color tone effect in Photoshop. We did learn how to do some color splash in the first video, so I'm going to kind of show you the next round of how to do some really cool adjustments to an image of your choice. I'm going to go ahead and do an open, and on my desktop, I have a really cool picture from maybe my balance photo shoot. Maybe I was trying to get some asymmetry going here. So it's a great image. It is downtown, kind of near Union Station. This is Union Station from the backside. So you guys can see that. That might look very familiar. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and make a copy of my background layer. I do this sometimes so I can very easily compare how the image started rather than hitting Command Z many times. That's a lot. So to make a copy of your background layer, I'm going to click and hold and I'm going to drag it to this plus sign and then release it. And I'm not interested in watching a video. As much as Photoshop is very user friendly now, there's a lot of stuff that maybe the new version is not as good at. Okay, so I have a background copy above my background layer. What I would like to do is I am going to do something called a color gradient adjustment layer. So yesterday we clicked on this adjustment layer, which we can do. The other thing that we could do is if we go ahead and hit adjustments, you're going to see some adjustment presets. These are essentially like filters, and you can kind of hover over each one to see what your picture would look like. You can definitely select it if you'd like. If you're really liking this effect, that's fine. But just for fun, once you click that adjustment layer, it actually shows you in your normal layers all of the different things that it did to it in order to create this effect, which is kind of cool. The other thing you can do, I'm just going to hit my Command Z because I want to undo that. The other thing you can do is you can play with gradients or color gradients in a slightly different way. If you go back to your adjustments and you scroll down, I'm scrolling all the way to the bottom until I find something called gradient map. And if I click gradient map, it's going to immediately turn it to black and white. You can adjust this by clicking here and going to a different set of color possibilities. So if I go ahead and I think, okay, my original image was kind of dark and gray, I might want to brighten it up a little bit. And I'm almost thinking like a pink or a red. So these are all the different pink combinations that are available to my image. I'm going to just kind of pick something not super common. I kind of see the stripe in the middle. And if you notice, as soon as I click that, obviously it's going to get crazy over the top and look very abnormal and not at all realistic. If I click back on my layers, and I see that my gradient map has become an adjustment layer on its own. What I can do is I can actually turn down something called the opacity. So I can go ahead and click and drag my arrow down, and that obviously minimizes what's in this layer, and you can see through this gradient a little more. This looks much better to me, but I'm going to take it a step further just to kind of check and see where this started from. My original image is still here in my background copy or my background, but if I click the eyeball, this was what it looked like to start. So I am liking kind of this effect, but I still think that in my gradient map layer, it is still a little over the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the left of where it says opacity and click on normal. These are your blending modes. So what you're going to do is you're going to go down and you're going to hover over the different blending mode options. It just allows that top layer to be blended a little better. And I like that, a lot of these obviously are much different, maybe a little too intense, but I'm kind of leaning more towards something a little over the top, almost like I think hard mix is a little too much, but I'm almost liking either the subtract or the divide. I'm trying to find something that might be a little more uplifting. I really like the saturation. It gives it such a cool, almost like a 3D effect, right? So I'm really liking these colors. I'll zoom out, and if you hold your Option key again with your zoom tool, you can always go back while clicking your mouse and holding Option at the same time. Option on your keyboard really stands for opposite usually. So a lot of your tools and techniques, if you hold your Option key, it will usually do the opposite of that. Okay. All right. So I have a gradient map. layer here. And again, this was my original image, and now I've really kind of boosted the color vibrancy in here just from choosing a gradient and, as you guys saw in the previous steps, changing my opacity and playing with my blending mode. Okay, so I'm really liking this image. If I want, I can always do a file, save a copy, right? Remember, you change it to a JPEG, make sure you know where it's going. Save this as, I would say, color tone 1, or color gradient would be a great one. Just something that you're going to remember what you did to it. So if you save it by the technique, that might help. All right, so I'm going to try one more thing. I'm going to delete my adjustment layer gradient to the trash. And it's going to ask me, are you sure? Yes, and I'll drag gradient map to the trash as well. Sometimes they're linked, but if one side gets left behind, drag the other side to the trash can. So this was my original image. I'm going to try one more thing. Let's say I want to create a brand new layer on my own and fill it with what I want. So this is my new layer. I'm going to click it. Now this layer is on the top. There's nothing in it. Okay, it's totally blank right now. What you can do though is you can select the gradient tool on this side of the screen. And up at the top, you're going to see something similar to what we saw in the adjustment layers. If you click on this, you're going to get that same list of various colors and combinations. I'm going to go a little different this time. I'm going to try an orange. It's lighter at the top and darker at the bottom. So when I select this, nothing happens to my picture, but you'll see a little cross. If you click and hold and drag to the bottom, you're going to see this really cool effect happen. Okay, so you're just going to kind of wiggle this out, release it. What happened to my picture? It's still here, but again, now I can play with this opacity level again, right? I can turn it way down. I might not even want anything above, 30%. And I still want to play with this blending mode to really create these cool effects in my picture. And I might want to go a little more subtle with this one, or maybe even make it like a vivid light. I'm thinking is really, really cool. It's definitely warm. You can see the temperature is much different, especially from this colored orange gradient that I chose. But I went with a vivid light because maybe this is just kind of the effect I'm going for, almost like a ghost town or something. So that is essentially how you do gradients, colored gradients, either in an adjustment layer or on a layer on your own. I am really liking this one, so I'm going to go ahead and do a file, save a copy. I'm going to say color gradient. Maybe this is my second image, so I'll name it color gradient 2. It's going on my desktop. It is going to be a JPEG. Click save. And again, it's asking me what quality I want. So I'm going to boost this just a little bit more and see anything under 5 megabytes I'd say is great. And I'm saving it to my desktop so I can find it again and submit it next time. All right, thanks so much.